What's up, party people? Stroke Kentarian here, and Tekken 8 now has 14 confirmed characters in the game. Hey, bro. You need to finish our videos on time. The Bryan Fury trailer has already been out and confirmed, so there's more. Oh, okay. Thank you, other me? Anyways, before we go any further, I did predict that I thought Bryan Fury could be a potential character that would be added in Tekken 8 based off his connection with Alyssa Bosconovich and Jack 8. Let's take a look at the Harang video for reference. Other possibilities would also include Yotsumitsu and Bryan Fury due to their connection to Dr. Bosconovich, who created Jack and Alyssa. Also, Yotsumitsu is still the only other original Tekken character not to be mentioned yet outside of Heihachi for the game Tekken 8. Tekken 7 arcade version contained 27 characters at launch in Japan and Korea, and by the time that Tekken 7 finished, there were 51 total playable characters from 4 seasons of additions, nearly doubling the size of the roster. Now, I think that the initial roster of Tekken 8 will likely be closer to the starting point of Tekken 7's vanilla version, probably capping at 30 characters at most, meaning that with the addition of Harang, this is possibly half of the starting roster. And we haven't even talked about new characters yet. Of the initial 27 characters that were in the vanilla version of Tekken 7, 7 of those were brand new characters to the franchise. If we go by this and say that there's a maximum of 30 characters that will be in the initial game for Tekken 8, then only about 75% of the characters will be returning from previous Tekken games. Meaning that if there are 16 more possible character slots for the initial roster, then only about 8 of those are going to be left, as the other 8 would be dedicated to brand new characters. Now, with 15 characters confirmed in Tekken 8, yo, lazy ass. If you would have finished your video on time, that number count of 15 would have been correct. But since then, Bandai Namco has released their latest video, which is their closed network test trailer. And at the end of that video, they showed the character Claudio, meaning that there's now 16 characters. Oh, and you're welcome. Now go back to making your trashy video. I'll play a real man's game, Candy Crush. Thanks, ass. Anyways, moving forward. And the rest of this video, we're going to be exploring just who those characters could be. We're going to keep the idea that there are only going to be about 6 more characters returning from previous Tekken games that are going to be back in Tekken 8. Now, the Bryan Fury trailer was leaked prior to the official reveal, but now that it's on Bandai Namco's official YouTube channel, I have no problem showing some of the footage here and sharing some of my thoughts. But this is not going to be a reaction video because I've seen this before and I want to ensure that my reaction videos are authentic. So, quickly, my thoughts on Bryan here. So his design, it looks like he's about to go to war, and I think this fits the character perfectly because Bryan is a character that is all about violence. He has no problems of doing extracurricular activities after the match ends with his win scenes. So, with the grenades on his belt loop and the shotgun shells on his arms, I think that's a nice touch to his character design and really very similar to what he's been like in the past. So on to some of his moves. I'm really just going to focus on his ability to kind of charge his arm. Now, this could add some elemental property damage, or maybe it's just pure extra damage. It's hard to tell because there's actually no light bar to see what's happening when the opponent is struck. But if it's not just purely cosmetic, this is a feature that is not exclusive to Bryan, because if we look at Asuka Kazama's trailer, we also see that she has the ability to kind of do this quick little pose that actually gives her a little bit more abilities than she possibly can do normally as well. Now, will these be the only 2 characters in the game that have mechanics like this? It's hard to tell right now. They are the only 2 of the 16 that have something like this that has been displayed thus far, but we also could see some of the brand new characters to Tekken 8 have something similar to this as well. And finally, we'll talk about the interactions. So his interaction with Paul in the beginning is kind of similar to Jin and Lars when they start their fight. So we have a connection with those two characters there, and the fact that Jack 8 was the first opponent, I don't believe that's a coincidence, as Jack 8 and Bryan were both modified and built by Dr. Bosconovich. Also, with Claudio being announced, that still falls in line with the storyline connection, as both Claudio and Xiao Yu's endings, they agreed to help find Jin together. Although Claudio seems like he has some ulterior motives. As for my thoughts on what the final starting roster will be, my predictions are going to be based on Tekken 8 having a starting roster size of 30 characters at launch. Now, there is a chance that there could be less, and if so, I'd say 28 is the minimum. Also, we're going to be tossing in an unlockable character that you can get by playing the game or paying for early release as unlockable DLC. As of right now, we have 16 confirmed characters with the addition of Bryan and Claudio. That gives us another 14 spots if we have a maximum roster size of 30. Of the 14 left, I think 6 of those will be returning characters from previous Tekken games. 7 of them will be brand new characters, and we have our one spot that is dedicated to our DLC/unlockable character. Now here is what I feel the likelihood of the following characters' chances of making the initial roster. I've rated them from a tier of highly likely to good chance to DLC and wait until Tekken 9. The highly likely category is due to characters that have large or a significant role in the storyline, or their overall popularity being extremely high. These characters include Lee Chaolon, Alyssa Bosconovich, Yoshimitsu, and Dragunov. Now, good chance these are popular characters. They might have a connected character relationship to characters that are already been confirmed in the game, or they are based off of rumors that they are going to be added to the game. This includes Fang, Josie, Lucky Chloe, Marduk, Eliza, Julia Chang, Shaheen, Leo, Lei Wulong, and Lydia. Next, we're going to go to our DLC. So these are characters that I think eventually will be in the game, but they're not going to be in the initial roster. And this includes Anna Williams, the Bears, Panda and Kuma, Raven, either the OG or Master Raven, Zafina, some Final Fantasy character, possibly Tifa, Miguel, Bob, Armor King, Steve, Katarina, or Capoeira user Eddie and Christy. I doubt that Tiger is going to be in this game. And we have Kunimitsu and Heihachi, with Heihachi getting asterisks, and we'll explain a little bit further in detail later. Eventual DLC, meaning that I think these characters could actually be DLC, but they're not going to come out in the first 2 seasons of DLC, and that includes Ganryu and Fakumra. And we have Wait Until Tekken 9. This includes, controversially, Devil Jin, Gigas, Bake, the Animals, Roger and Alex, Bart Skills characters Combat and Mokujin, Kazumi, Wong, Dr. Bosconovich, Bruce, and again Heihachi, which we're going to explain a little bit more. Here are the characters from previous Tekken games I think will be showing up in the Tekken 8 initial roster, and why. Number 1, Alyssa Bosconovich. This is due to her role in the storyline and being linked with Lars, Lee, and Jin in the epilogue of Tekken 7. Additionally, her friendship with Ling Xiaoyu has that additional character relationship tie. Number 2, Lee Chaolon. For a lot of the same reasons that Alyssa was named number 1, Lee also has strong storyline ties and is connected with Alyssa and the Mishima family for years. Number 3, Yoshimitsu. I haven't seen the Tekken game yet not have Yoshimitsu as a starting roster character, and until that happens, I just don't believe that it will. Number 4, Dragunov. This character is just too popular to not have in the starting roster, and I think because of that alone that he's going to be in it. Number 5, Fang. Similar to Dragunov, I think the same popularity aspect can also be applied to Fang. Also, there is past historic connection with Asuka Kazama as they were rivals in Tekken 5. Number 6, Lucky Chloe. Another character popular with beginners to the game. There are also rumors with her being included, so I can see her being a character that is added to the game, despite how annoying that I find her. And number 7, our unlockable special DLC character, Heihachi Mishima. Now, unless there is a brand new character that takes on the movesets of Heihachi, I think this is the only way that he makes it into this game. And many people probably would not want to play Tekken if he's not in the game, or at least so they say. So I think this is a great way to add Heihachi to the game, make him not a storyline figure, and keep the loyal Mishimas happy. Next, we'll talk about some honorable mentions. Josie. Now, this character is very user-friendly in Tekken 7, and despite her crying all the time, I think there is a chance that she could usurp some of the previous members that I said. Eliza. Now, this is more with Tekken wanting to keep a 2D style character in the Tekken franchise. Her Tekken 7 ending also does connect her with Lily as she slept under her estate. Plus, the unique use of meter for enhancing moves is different enough that I think she could make it into the initial roster, but there's also rumors that they have her in this game. Also, lastly, if Heihachi is not the DLC unlockable character, I could see Eliza also taking this role as she did in Tekken 7. Next, Craig Marduk. Most other characters in the game that have been confirmed thus far have a connection with at least one other character that has also been confirmed in the game. The only character that I'm aware of that doesn't apply to is King, so due to that alone, I could see Marduk being added for that connection, that relationship connection. And finally, Julia Chang. And this is just due to her overall popularity, but I think that she'll more likely will be a DLC character than making the initial roster. One final point, as of now there's still a chance to register to be part of the closed network test. This will allow you to play with any of the 16 available characters on 5 different stages, and you'll have the ability to provide feedback to the dev team on the game. Registration is now open until the 27th of June. Details listed in the description below. And with that, let's wrap up this video. There's only a few potential spots left for returning Tekken characters, so who do you really want to be able to fill out the remainder of the roster? Also, how many roster spots do you think Tekken 8 is actually going to start off with? Do you feel that Harada would allow for a gameplay reveal trailer for a brand new character to the Tekken franchise, or could this be the first Tekken game that doesn't have any brand new characters? Make your voices heard in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe, as every view helps the channel to grow. And if you're new here, and you would want to see more content like this, go ahead and click that notification bell, and you'll receive a message when the next video drops. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and as soon as there's more information on Tekken, I'll be sure to drop another one. But until then, I'm Strobe Kantarian, and I'll catch you donkeys next time. Hey, you know, if you're going to show up every now and again, we should probably give you a name, something that distincts us from each other. How about... Ooh, I got it. Sheptastic. So you're just going to take part of your name and add tastic to the end of it? Boring. Not feeling that one. How about... Shepdog? Hell no. Shep nasty. Dumb. Shep nuts. Shep dog. Shep nasty dog. Shep nasty nuts. Shep dog dirty with nasty nuts. Look, clown, the name's Strife Quintarian. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Biatch.